Adrian, you say you knew Cheng Lei pretty well. You'd worked for her in the past. As a very intelligent woman, you'd expect her to know the dangers of being a broadcaster in China. Why can you ascertain why she's been targeted by authorities?
No, and this is the problem. We don't really know why she has been detained. A former Australian ambassador, Jeff Raby, has suggested that her detention, in fact, may have nothing to do with the current spat between Canberra and Beijing and may have something to do with domestic issues in China. This is the problem. We don't know. And, we may not know for months, perhaps even, more than a year until or if her trial eventually happens. She is in a very opaque system at the moment.
Well, Adrian, Jeff Raby speaks with authority on this because indeed he is a former ambassador. He knows how the system works, but it's interesting that the Chinese authorities, within a day of these charges being laid, did use a public comment to really have a whack at Australia. So we can't rule out this being a diplomatic pawn, if you like.
Yeah, the trouble is the relationship between Beijing and Canberra has unravelled now, and it means that at a sort of prime minister level there is no contact between Beijing and Canberra. So Canberra is not able to speak directly to the Chinese premier, to the Chinese prime minister, to raise the case of Cheng Lei. There is no sort of hotline, if you like, between Beijing and Canberra, which makes it hard for them to have any sort of influence over this case or to appeal to the Chinese to release her.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. Now, Adrian, before I let you go, a question without notice, but we spoke to the Micronesian president on this program a little while ago, and we know that China has been trying to increase its influence in the Pacific. We've learned that China has offered to vaccinate the people of Micronesia. Does that surprise you at all?
No, I mean, vaccine diplomacy is a big deal for the Chinese government. They see this as a way of winning hearts and minds, not just in the Pacific, but also, in the rest of Asia. We've seen the Chinese vaccine being rolled out in Indonesia. It's being offered to the Philippines. It's been sent to Turkey. And of course, here in Hong Kong, we also expect to be offered the Chinese vaccine, even though we haven't got the results of stage 3 tests on one of those vaccines. So yes, China at times like this always sees opportunity, and there's no doubt that they see, promoting their vaccines, giving their vaccines free to particularly poor developing countries around the world as a way of, boosting their image. And it really is vaccine diplomacy, and the Chinese are masters at this form of diplomacy.
Yeah, they certainly are. Adrian Brown, always good to talk to you. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.